They talk about the judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as the Congress may deem from time to time to ordain and establish. So we have the Supreme Court, as we all know, in Washington, D.C., which now has 9 justices. And there are 2 lower tiers. There are other federal courts. There's immigration courts. There's different tax courts. There's different bankruptcy courts. But the general hierarchy of federal courts in this country, as ordained and established by the Congress, we have district courts, which are the trial courts at the lower level where cases are first heard. If someone doesn't like the result, they can appeal it to the Court of Appeals. And there are 11 circuits? I believe so. I was saying we're going to double check that but it's off the top of my head. There are, I believe, 11 federal circuits, which are different geographical regions around the country, so that the district courts in those particular regions go into appellate courts for those particular districts, those circuits. And if someone at the circuit level doesn't like the result from the circuit judges or the circuit decision, they can then appeal to the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court does not have to take the case, which many people don't understand. When you are appealing from the district court to the appellate court, you have a right to have your case heard on appeal. But from all of those different cases that funnel to the different circuits to go to one Supreme Court, the Supreme Court would be overrun with cases if they heard every single one that was appealed to them. So they have what's called certiorari, and I know I butchered that every time I try to say it.
Got it. Well, that was good. You did actually said it.
Thank you. Well, I call it cert. And the Supreme Court can either accept hearing the case or decline it. And if it's declined, the last order from the appellate court at the circuit level, that stands. But if you get to have your case heard at the Supreme Court, and if, by the way, if anyone is around Washington, D.C. when the Supreme Court is in session, do yourself the favor. It's a civics lesson in and of itself to go and watch. It's open to the public. There are a limited number of seats, so depending on the type of case, something that has national significance, whether it's a First Amendment, a free speech case, if it's a gun rights case, if it's a search and seizure case, those cases often get a lot of publicity, and there are a lot of people come to watch. Some other cases don't get the publicity, but still, it is such an amazing experience to watch the court in action. Anyway, we'll get off on another thing. Go ahead.
So I did check, and yes, I mean, both of us knew that there were 11 circuit courts, numbered courts. But if you really want to include all of them, there are 13 overall circuit courts. There's 11 numbered courts, and what we mean by 11 numbered courts is that each state has a district court or number of district courts.
Right.
Depending on how large the state is, it can be broken up into several different districts. Like New York is broken up into 4 different districts. Connecticut has 1. Massachusetts has 1. But depending on the size of the state, you could have several district courts. But then you have a number of states that comprise each numbered regional court. So you have the first district, which covers basically from Maine all the way down to Massachusetts. You have the second district, which is New York over. Third district, fifth district covers Louisiana in that area. So a ninth district covers California in that area. So each one of them. Then you have the District Court of Columbia, District of Columbia Court, which was established in 1982, has high-profile administrative and regulatory cases. So that's basically dealing with issues directly arising out of Congress. And then you have the federal circuit, which is specialized, which deals with other certain specialized appeals. So there are 11. So you have one Supreme Court, 11 circuit courts, and then you have the other district courts and specialized courts.
Right.
So there you go.
There you go. But in section 1, we talk about that. We talk about the Supreme Court and any other lower courts that may be ordained. And the last part of section 1 is the fact that Supreme Court justices have lifetime appointment. And this is a hot button issue, oftentimes back and forth. I happen to be a very big proponent of lifetime appointment for federal judges because it ensures, as much as you can, judicial independence. You're not tied to worrying about getting a vote. You're not tied to some political party or some movement or whatever it might be. You are there appointed, and you are there to administer the law. That's it.